Hello everyone. So today we are going to work on implement UI navigation with keyboard. So as you can see here, using arrow keys, I can switch, go to this game menu or select whatever the buttons I need, and I can navigate through the UI without touching the mouse. So this is what I am going to work on today. So here I am changing the options selection using the arrow keys and enter. Right, so let's see how to do that today. And this episode is sponsored by these generous patrons. Thank you very much for the support. Okay, so this is the menu system template project that we worked on here in this video. So here we have let me show it in the project. Here we have a separate main menu level, and here we have settings. Under the settings we have graphic settings, display settings, audio settings, gameplay controls, everything, and these are configurable as well. And also if I go to exit, I get this confirm box. If I press yes, game will be closed. If I press no, it will not. It will go back. And here if I press new game, this game level will be loaded. And here I have also set up pause menu. Under that we have the same settings, and if I press the main menu, I will go back to the main menu. So basically this is what I have. So but here this only works with the mouse. So I haven't implemented a way to navigate this menu with the keyboard. So that's what I am going to work on today. So as of now, if I press any of the arrow keys, nothing happens here. So not just arrow keys, if I press any of the keys, nothing happens. So what I want to happen is here, if I press down arrow, it should like select the game or settings. It should focus on this settings button. If I press down again, it should focus on exit button, and if I press enter there, it should perform whatever the action that we have defined when we press that button. Right, so how to set up that? Okay, here is my main menu widget. Here is the event graph, and here is the design. So here, if I select the first button, which is game, and the navigation, we have escape set up for everything. And but since nothing is focused when we open the menu, it doesn't really work. Nothing happens when I press any of the arrow keys. So right, so first in the event pre-construct, so this will be called when this widget is added to the viewport. Here I'll set focus to this game button. Btn game set focus. Oh, there is another function called set focus, keyboard focus as well. What's the difference? Let's try this one. Yeah, now as you can see, there is some, let me go to full screen. Yeah, you can I'm not sure if it is clear in the video, but there is some effect around the button that shows it like the button is focused. So if I press enter, you can see it do the action that I do when when I click on that particular button. But here now when I go to this menu, again I don't have the focus. So right, now let's try what happens when I set focus using this node. Sets the focus to this widget for the on-in user. That also seems like doing the same thing. See, yeah. I'm not really sure which one I should use though, and Google is not. Documentation also not helping much. Right, anyway, let's use this one for now. If we have done something wrong, we can change it. Come back and change. Right, now this is for the main menu. Let's do the same for the menus as well, and that is game widget. Here I'll set the focus to continue. Oh, actually it's not working. Maybe that's because continue button is disabled. Right, so let's try the new game button. Yeah, actually here I have set the back. I set the back button to set the focus, and now when I play, if I go to the game and if I press enter here, it goes back. So actually back button is focused even though no outline, no anything is visible. But when I press left key or left arrow or right arrow or anything, nothing happens. So I guess the focus remains in the back button and this at this point. So if I press left, it should focus on this new game here. I think explicit. Alright, you can set it. Cool. New game. And on the new game, if I press right, I should focus on the back button. Right, shall we check now? See, okay, now it's focused on new game. If I press up, nothing happens. If I press right, yeah, now it's focused on the back button. Great. Now let's check if the continue button is not disabled, what happens. So actually it is disabled because I don't have a save file here. But let me temporarily disconnect this part so we can test it properly. Yeah, now it is. Now we can actually select it, but let me connect it again because I need it to be that way in order to work the template properly. Right. Game widget is done. The next one is settings page. So when I open the settings page, now settings page should be a little complicated because here we have a number of buttons. Anyway, let's first work with figure out how to do this one, which is the request. Here I'll set the focus to no button. Yeah, it is working. If I press no, it's back. Oh, now the focus is lost. Because once we go back, we again need to set focus on one of these buttons. So how do we do that? Right, so when we press the no button, this is what happens. This widget is removed from the parent and call whatever the function attached to this no dispatch. Let's see. Yeah, actually for the no dispatch we haven't attached anything. It just removes that requester widget, that's all. And we have only attached a function here, event here, for the years dispatch. Right. Also we have another situation where we lose focus. So here now it is focused on the buttons, so I can navigate through the buttons using arrow keys. But if I press somewhere else, now the focus is lost. Now if I press the mouse arrow keys, nothing is focused. So if I click somewhere else with the mouse, and if I press an arrow key again, it should again focus on one of these buttons. So yeah, how to do that? Right, so when the focus is lost, we need a way to get the focus back. So yeah, in here we are using HUD Survival main menu, which is a child class of HUD Survival. Right, so in this the reason I went to the survival went to this blueprint is the HUD blueprint is this blueprint knows what is the current active state of the UI. That means if we are in the main menu, if we are in the game menu, or if we are in the options menu, or if we have a request opened. So this blueprint knows that. We can find out about what is the active widget that we have at the moment here, right? So here let me promote this to a variable. I'll call it active menu. Right. Right, so here let's define a custom event. Let's call it check focus, and this should be called only once, and the job of this function is, this event is to periodically check in if we have lost the focus. If we have lost the focus, we should again set focus to whatever the default button that we should be focusing on in any of the widgets. Right, so here we can check, we can use one of the widgets and focused. No, here we can check has any user focus descendant or yeah, as a user focus descendant. So this will return true if any of the buttons in this particular widget is focused. If not, we have to set focus. If yes, we don't have to do anything. Now we need to select the active widget based on this active widget, active menu. So here we have main menu and game menu, options and post menu. Right. Okay, and also we should check if we have any of the focused widgets here. If we don't have open the requester, so we need to check if this is not in the viewport. If this is in the viewport, we have to use that, right? Now here we can do another select based on this. If it is true, we should check if we have any user focused widget descendants in the requester. Otherwise, it should be in any of these other menu widgets. So a branch, if this is true, let's just have a delay of, let's say, 1 second. And we should do this check as long as we have opened any of the menus. So we will be closing the menu only when we go back to the game. So how do we know if we are in the game? Yeah, let's add a variable menu open. By default, this will be false, and when we open any of these menus, let's set menu open to true, and when we start the game, let's here, this is the start game function. Here let's set menu open to false, and also when we unpause the game, if we are in the pause mode, menu open false. Right, now here after the delay, let's have another branch. If menu open, we need to do this check once again. Otherwise, we can just reset this. This do once not. Okay, now this is if we have the focus. If we have lost the focus, we can get whatever the active widget. And how to set focus? in each of these I think we need some common function here to set the default focus. So to define that, how to add a common function? Let's define an interface. Blueprint interface BPI menu set default focus. Okay, now let's implement it in the widget main menu. Set default, compile, set default focus. I'm gonna connect it here, so it will be automatically connected. So set the focus to game button. Right, let's just test with the main menu and see if that works first. Alright, so we need to call it here. Set default focus, and again do the same. Have some delay and can check again. Okay, so did we call this check focus somewhere? No. Right, I think we should do it here. Let's add sequence, and here check focus. Okay, and let's test. Right, it is focused on the buttons now. If I click somewhere else, focus is lost and it's not regained. Well, I guess this event is not calling, but why? So we are in the main menu here, and if we are in the main menu, alright, oh no, if we are in the menu, we call show main menu. Oh, here what we do is we just add the main menu to viewport. Show main menu. Why can't we use this same function? Go to menu. Yeah, I think we can do that. Here, instead of show main menu, let's call go to menu. Target is main menu. Right, now let's check. Focus is working. Click somewhere else. Yeah, it is again working. Focus is regained. See, even if I click somewhere else, it is refocused. Okay, now if I press exit, and it is focused on, now it is focused on no. If I click somewhere else, and if I press arrow keys again, oh, focus is not there. But if I press no, okay, again focus is regained in the menu, in the main menu, but oh, here we have a problem. Access none, trying to read the property request. Right. Okay, I think then we need to make sure that we have a valid requester before we try to call this function. So we can easily fix it if I call get request in the begin play, but how would that affect the main menu? So well, it is also called in the begin play, so it shouldn't be a problem. Right, now dismiss this one. Okay, working. Exit. Focus is there. If I click somewhere else, focus is not there. Yeah, actually the problem is I didn't implement this set default focus on the requester yet. So right, let me implement that. The class settings, PPI menu, compile, set default focus, connect. Okay, now I will do the same for the game menu as well. PPI menu, compile, right. Okay, now focus is there. Let me go here. Focus is there. Let me click outside, and yeah, focus is regained again. If I press no, I go back to the main menu, and still I can navigate with the keyboard. If I go to the game, focus is now still in the here, now in the back. If I click somewhere else, focus is lost, but it should be regained again. See? Okay, I can go back. Alright, so this is basically working now. So now let me check the options widget. Right, so this is a little complicated. Anyway, for now, let me just implement this PPI menu, and as the default focused button, I'll set graphics. Right, now let's go to the settings. Now see, here I can select display, audio, gameplay, controls. Right, now if I can actually activate them too. If I press right, to focus on these sliders, if I press, yeah, it is working, but I think we will have to do some customizations here. See, it's not perfect, and we can't really use the go to the back button at the moment. We are stuck in this VC. Okay, so I think we would need another episode to work on to make to enable the UI navigations for the options menu with the keyboard. So I will stop this episode right here. So for now we have set up the UI navigation to all these other UI elements, UI windows, new game, back, except settings. So settings is also partially working but not complete. Alright, and thanks for watching. So as always, project files will be available for the download through Patreon page, link could be in the description below. And thanks for watching. See you in another episode. Goodbye.